University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, Cambridge plays Oxford tonight in another contest for a place in the second round. Winners go through automatically. The losers could also play again if they notch up one of the 4 highest losing scores from the first round. St John's College, Cambridge is one of the university's largest, with nearly 900 students. It's also reckoned to be one of the richest. It was founded in 1511, largely through the efforts of John Fisher, the Bishop of Rochester, and funded by the estate of Lady Margaret Beaufort, mother of Henry VII. It's famous for its choir, as well as its chapel, designed by Sir George Gilbert Scott. A long list of distinguished alumni includes Wordsworth, Wilberforce, Castlereagh and Palmerston, and more recently, the writer Douglas Adams and the actor Derek Jacobi. Let's meet the St John's team.
Hello, I'm Matthew Dolan from Galway in Ireland, studying for a PhD in particle physics.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Evans, originally from Cardiff, and I'm studying for a PhD in the neurobiology of Parkinson's disease.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Martin O'Leary, also from Ireland, from Kildare, and I'm studying for a PhD in glaciology.
Hello, I'm Aisling Byrne, I'm from Dublin in Ireland, and I'm studying for an MPhil in medieval literature.
Lincoln College, Oxford is loyally described by tonight's team as the best college you've never heard of. It was founded in 1427 by the Bishop of Lincoln as a little college of true students of theology who would defend the mysteries of Scripture against those ignorant laymen who profaned with swinish snouts its most holy pearls. John le Carre was a student there and based his fictional spy master George Smiley on the college rector Vivian Green. Extracurricular activities include the Ascension Day tradition of throwing pennies at small children from the college tower, presumably from charitable motives rather than for sport. And the college also boasts the current Oxford University Frisbee champions. Let's see how they do when they actually don't have to throw anything. Lincoln?
Hello, my name's Roberto Rossi. I'm originally from London and I'm studying for a DPhil in classical archaeology.
Hello, I'm James Cranley. I'm from Northwich in Cheshire and I'm reading medicine.
And their captain.
Hello, I'm Ashley Walters. I'm from Ripley in Derbyshire and I'm reading history.
Hello, I'm Andrew Mendelblatt. I'm from London originally and I'm studying biochemistry.
Too tedious to recite the rules again. Just do remember there's a 5-point penalty for incorrect interruptions to starter questions. Fingers on the buzzer. Your first starter for 10. Which colour links the algae Rhodophyceae, the catalogue of rare and endangered species prepared by the...
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Red.
Well done. So you get the first set of bonuses. They're on protests against death. Firstly, for 5 points, which Russian composer who died in 1975 said of his 14th symphony, composed in 1969, "The entire symphony is my protest against death"?
Shostakovich?
Correct. Which poet wrote the lines, "Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light"?
T.S. Eliot?
No, it's Dylan Thomas. Death and taxes and childbirth. There's never any convenient time for any of them. In which novel of 1936 does the heroine offer this observation?
Pass.
No, it's Gone with the Wind. Another starter question. Sometimes described as the most lucrative sporting event in the world because of the increased television revenues available to the winner, which final was won at Wembley in May?
St John's Evans.
It would be the Championship playoff final.
It would indeed, yes. So you get your first set of bonuses now, St John's. They are linked by a scientist. Firstly, for 5 points, who is responsible for the development of the Word and Excel applications for Microsoft and funds the Chair of Public Understanding of Science at Oxford?
Simone?
Yes, that's close enough. Charles Simonyi, yes. Simonyi gave which 2-word nickname to Professor Richard Dawkins, the chair's first incumbent, because of his pugnacious defence of the theory of evolution?
Darwin's Bulldog?
No, it's Darwin's Rottweiler. In which book of 2006 does Richard Dawkins argue that the dispute between intelligent design and Darwinism is, quote, seriously undermining and restricting the teaching of science?
The God Delusion?
Correct. Another starter question. Our interests on the dangerous edge of things, the honest thief, the tender murderer, the superstitious atheist. These lines from Browning were cited by which author as the epigraph he would choose for all his novels, which included The End of the Affair and...
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Graham Greene.
Graham Greene is right. Your bonuses, Lincoln College, are on German expressionist cinema. Firstly, for 5 points, released in 1922. Which film by F.W. Murnau prompted a lawsuit for infringement of copyright to be issued on behalf of the estate of Bram Stoker?
Nosferatu.
Correct. Which creature of Jewish folklore was the subject of 3 films by the director Paul Wegener, the first of which appeared in 1915?
The Golem.
The Golem is correct. Directed by Robert Wiener, which film of 1920 concerned the somnambulist Cesare, presented as a carnival attraction by the eponymous doctor?
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
That's correct. 10 points for this. What term describes any chemical compound formed by the removal of water from another compound, especially an...
Lincoln Cranley.
Dehydrated agent.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points, especially an acid. For example, sulfur trioxide from sulfuric acid. You may not confer. One of you may buzz. St John's, you're not going to buzz, are you?
St John's O'Leary.
Anhydrate.
No, it's anhydride. 10 points for this starter question. Launched on the 18th of November 2007, which centre-right Italian political party, in coalition with the Northern League and the Movement for Autonomy, came into office in April 2008 with Silvio Berlusconi as its leader?
St John's Dolan.
Forza Italia.
No, anyone want to buzz from Lincoln College? It's the People of Liberty Party. 10 points for this starter question. Which US state capital is the only one to have a 3-word name and was first settled in 1847 by a group of pioneers?
St John's O'Leary.
Salt Lake City.
Well done. These bonuses could give you the lead. They're on space missions of 2007. Firstly, in 2007, new data from the Cassini-Huygens project suggested that Tethys and Dione are geologically active. Which planet do they orbit?
Saturn.
Correct. In May 2007, Corot, a French-led satellite mission to search for extrasolar planets, identified a hot Jupiter. In which constellation, whose name translates as unicorn?
Monoceros.
Correct. Launched by NASA in 2007, Themis is a mission composed of 5 satellites to study the cause of what atmospheric phenomena, especially visible in polar latitudes?
The Aurora.
Aurora is correct. We're going to take our first picture round now. For your picture starter, you will see an extract from the text of an international document. 10 points if you can give me its full 5-word name.
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
The Constitution of the United Nations.
St John's, anyone want to buzz?
St John's Dolan.
Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
It is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So you get the picture bonuses. They're Article 1 of the Universal Declaration, translated into official languages of the European Union. 5 points in each case if you can name the language. Firstly...
Romanian.
It is Romanian, yes. Now this, for another 5.
Hungarian.
Well done. And finally this.
Polish.
It is Polish, yes. Right, 10 points for this starter question. Who's being described? He demonstrated how the scattering of light explains the colour of the sea, and later discovered how light can be reduced in energy when it scatters off an atom or molecule, a process that was named after him. In 1930...
St John's Dolan.
Rayleigh.
No, lose 5 points. In 1930, he became the first Indian to win a Nobel Prize in Physics.
Is it
Lincoln
Bose?
Cranley.
Is it Bose?
No, it isn't. It's Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. 10 points for this. Quote, they are transvestite hermaphrodites standing for absolutely nothing. All they do is show you've been to college, close quotes. That was Kurt Vonnegut's verdict on which punctuation mark?
Lincoln Walters.
Semicolon.
Yes! Right, your bonuses are on ocean trenches. Which Pacific island group gives its name to the ocean trench that is the deepest known depression on the Earth's surface at more than 10,000 metres?
Marianas Trench?
Indeed, the Mariana Islands, to give their name to the trench. The basin that forms the deepest point in the Arctic Ocean shares its name with which ship used in the 1890s by Nansen in an expedition that saw him reach the highest latitude until then attained?
Pass.
That's the Fram Basin, and at approximately 7,258 metres depth, the trench that forms the deepest point of the Indian Ocean shares its name with which Indonesian island?
Sumatra?
No, it's the Java Trench. Another starter question. What links the given names of the 14th and 32nd US presidents, an explorer who died seeking the Northwest Passage in 1847, and a singer known as the Queen of Soul?
Lincoln Walters.
Franklin.
Correct. These bonuses could let you retake the lead, Lincoln College. In her poem Mirror, which poet wrote, "I am sheer and exact, I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike"?
Sylvia Plath?
Correct. Helen of Troy had a wandering glance. Sappho's restriction was only the sky. Ninon was ever the chatter of France, but oh, what a good girl am I. Which American writer's words are these according to the title? They're words of comfort to be scratched on a mirror.
Dorothy Parker?
Correct. Through a mirror clear that hangs before her all the year, shadows of the world appear. In which poem does the eponymous heroine view the outside world in this fashion?
The Lady of Shalott.
Correct, by Tennyson. 10 points for this starter question. Felis, or Panthera pardalis, is also called the painted leopard. It's a small member of the cat family with buff-coloured coat with black spots and stripes on the legs. It's found in Central and South America and has what common name?
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Panther.
No, anyone want to buzz from St John's?
St John's Dolan.
Ocelot?
Ocelot is correct. Puts you back onto level pegging. These bonuses could give you the lead again. They're on steam railways. What was the UK's first preserved standard gauge passenger railway set up in the late 1950s to reopen part of the old London, Brighton and South Coast line?
Oh, it's the Eastern. 42nd line.
42nd line.
No, it's the Bluebell Railway. The Poppy Line runs for approximately 5 miles from the coastal resort of Sheringham to the Georgian market town of Holt in the north of which county? Come on.
Kent.
No, it's Norfolk. Which railway was revived by enthusiasts to begin operations in 1970 from Bridgnorth to Hampton Load before gradually extending southwards?
Pass.
That's the Severn Valley Railway. I should have asked you about Irish railways, really. Right, 10 points for this. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. Which German philosopher made this remark in the 1881 work, The Dawn?
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Nietzsche.
Nietzsche is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Lincoln College, are on botany. What name is given to the solar energy which passes through a plant leaf without absorption?
Pass.
It's transmission. Of the solar energy absorbed by a leaf, what name is given to the energy lost from the leaf as long wave or thermal radiation?
Reflected?
No, it's emission. A proportion of the energy absorbed by a plant leaf is called gross primary production. The total energy captured by the leaf in which process?
Photosynthesis.
Correct. We're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you will hear a piece of classical music. 10 points if you can name the composer.
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Elgar.
It is Pomp and Circumstance. That was memorably used in the 1971 film A Clockwork Orange. For your music bonuses, 3 more pieces of classical music adapted in an unorthodox style for the soundtrack of that film. 5 points if you can give me the composer of the original piece. Firstly... It is. It is ninth. The English composer of this piece, please.
Purcell.
It is. Music for the Funeral of Queen Mary. And finally...
Rossini.
It is. I told the producer they were too easy. 10 points for this. Which metal occurs in mineral ores such as bornite, malachite and azurite? One of the first metals known to humans. Its modern uses include electronic apparatus and...
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Copper.
Copper is right. Your bonuses are on a letter of the alphabet. What letter has around 140 entries in the current Oxford English Dictionary, despite being described by Samuel Johnson in 1755 as a letter which, though found in Saxon words, begins no word in the English language?
X.
Correct. In his 1637 work, La Géométrie, which mathematician coined the usage of the letter X as the sign for an abscissa, or quantity measured along the principal axis of coordinates?
Descartes.
Correct. In Roman numerals, X denotes the number 10. What number is represented by an X with a horizontal line drawn above it?
10,000.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. The Russian diminutive of Peter, which proper name became the title of a Stravinsky ballet? Its eponymous character...
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Petrushka.
Correct. Your bonuses are on Banks, Lincoln College. Who announced his resignation as president of the World Bank in May 2007 following controversy over the lavish pay rise he had negotiated for his partner?
Nominate Mendelblatt.
Paul Wolfowitz.
Correct. Winner of the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006, the Grameen Bank was founded by Mohammed Yunus in 1976 to offer small collateral-free loans to the rural poor in which country?
Pakistan.
No, it's Bangladesh. In January 2008, preliminary charges were filed against Jerome Caville, a rogue trader blamed for huge losses at which French bank?
BNP.
No, it's Société Générale. 10 points for this. A demand of the Chartist movement in the 19th century. Payment of MPs was introduced in which decade of the 20th century at a salary of £400 a year?
Lincoln Walters.
1920s.
Anyone want to buzz from St John's?
St John's O'Leary.
1910s.
1910s is correct. It was 1912, to be precise. So you get a set of bonuses. Now they're on conflicts, St John's. The war between Austria and Prussia in 1866, which culminated in the Prussian victory at the Battle of Sadowa, is usually known by what name because of its approximate duration?
7 Years' War. 7 years. 7 years. 7 Years' War.
In 1866
Come on.
was known as...
I think it's 7 Years' War.
7 Years' War.
No, the 7 Weeks' War. At the end of the 7 Years' War in 1763, which territory, now a US state, did Spain cede to Britain in exchange for Cuba?
Florida.
Correct. The 7-Day War, so called because of the length of time it took for Israeli forces to take possession of the Sinai Peninsula, was part of which larger conflict of 1956?
The Arab-Israeli War.
No, it was the Suez Crisis. 10 points for this. In which Shakespeare play do these words appear? To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's...
St John's Burn.
Hamlet.
Indeed, if you hadn't got that, you had been sent down. From the soliloquy, your bonuses are on medicine. What is the chief characteristic of the medical condition hyperlipidemia, which underlies a group of metabolic disorders?
Fat or cholesterol, lipids in the bloodstream.
Excess fat in the bloodstream.
Correct. Which group of lipid-lowering drugs, which act by inhibiting the enzyme HMG-CoA, are used to treat hyperlipidemia, in which high cholesterol concentration is the main feature?
Statins.
Correct. The two most important types of fat circulating in the blood are cholesterol and which other, whose name indicates its composition from glycerol and 3 fatty acid molecules?
It's triglyceride. Triglyceride.
Triglycerides.
Triglycerides is correct. We're going to take our second picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a well-known painting. 10 points if you can tell me the name of the painting and the artist.
St John's Burn.
Botticelli, The Birth of Venus.
It is, yes. Your picture bonuses are 3 more classical figures in the style or bearing the name of Venus, and all by well-known artists. In each case, all you have to do is name the artist, firstly for 5 points.
Titian.
It is Titian's Venus of Urbino, and secondly,
It's Edward Manet.
Manet.
that's Manet's Olympia, and finally,
Velasquez.
it is the Rokeby Venus. Well done. 10 points for this. In radio transmission, what type of field is generated at right angles to the electric field of the radio wave?
Lincoln Mandelblatt.
A magnetic field.
Correct. Lincoln College, your bonuses are on anagrams. The answer is a word of 4 letters in each case. Firstly, for 5. Which German boy's name is an anagram of the names of a Pentecostal church, an imperial unit of length, and a citrus fruit?
Immel.
Well done. Which word meaning dreadful is an anagram of a term for a road for horses, especially through a wood, the surname of a recent Home Secretary, and a German numeral?
Pass.
That's dire. And finally, which word is a song title used by Queen, the Damned and the Sex Pistols, and is an anagram of terms for a form of transport, an animal's den, and the currency of Turkey?
It's Leroy there. It's some anagram there. L-A-R.
Come on.
Real.
No, it's liar. 5.5 minutes ago, 10 points for this. The Titans of Greek mythology ruled during the Golden Age. Their father was Uranus, god of the heavens, who is their mother, the goddess of the earth.
Lincoln Rossi.
Guy.
Yes, more commonly Gaia. So you get a set of bonuses on legendary 7s. Concerning the conflict between the brothers Polynices and Eteocles for the throne of Thebes, the play 7 against Thebes is by which Greek dramatist?
Sophocles.
No, it's Aeschylus. According to folklore, 7 years was the time endured in the fairy realm by which 13th century Scottish soothsayer?
Duns Scotus.
He's a philosopher. No. Duns Scotus.
No, that's Thomas the Rhymer. And the 7 sleepers, who supposedly survived decades of incarceration for their Christian faith, are usually associated with which ancient Anatolian city?
Ephesus.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. Answer as soon as you buzz. In a 3x3 magic square containing the numbers 1 to 9, which number appears in the middle square?
St John's O'Leary.
5.
Indeed. Your bonuses are on a Prime Minister, St John's. Most of our people have never had it so good. These words are principally associated with which Prime Minister born in 1894?
Clement Attlee.
No, it was Harold Macmillan. First of all, the Georgian silver goes, and then all that nice furniture that used to be in the saloon, and then the Canalettos go. Of which government policy did Macmillan say these words in a speech of 1985, a year before his death?
Privatisation.
Correct. The wind of change is blowing through this continent. Of which continent did Macmillan say those words in a speech of 1960? Come on, let's have an answer.
Africa.
Africa is right. 3.5 minutes ago, 10 points for this. In chemistry, which element of Group 1 of the periodic table is not an alkali metal?
Lincoln Mandelblatt.
Hydrogen.
Correct. Your bonuses, Lincoln College, are on an Italian city. What is the full name of the city near Parma from which the second half of the official name for Parmesan cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano, is derived? Let's have an answer.
Reggiano.
And it's Reggio Emilia. After the curds of the milk have been removed to make Parmesan cheese, the remaining whey is used indirectly in the manufacture of which foodstuff?
Yoghurt.
No, it's Parma ham. It's fed to the pigs. Which traditional British confectionery item is named after Parma, although its connection with that city is remote?
Parma violets. Parma violets.
Nominate Mendelblatt.
Parma violets.
Correct. 10 points for this. Concerned with the technology that prevents unauthorised copying and sharing of digital output, such as music and films, for what do the letters DRM stand?
St John's O'Leary.
Digital rights management.
Correct. You get a set of bonuses now on geology. Also a source of cadmium. Sphalerite is the principal ore of which metal? Come on, we've not got long.
10.
No, it's zinc. Spessartine contains manganese and aluminium and is a form of which precious stone?
Sapphire.
No, it's garnet. A gemstone that's been polished but not faceted is referred to by which two-word French phrase?
Pass.
It's en cabochon. 10 points for this. The words clavicle, clavichord and clavier are all formed from the Latin clavis, meaning what?
St John's Evans.
Collar.
No, anyone want to buzz from Lincoln College?
Lincoln Cranley.
Key.
Key is correct. Your bonuses are on the Alps. In which country are the Bernese Alps, whose peaks include the Jungfrau and the Munch? Quickly.
Austria.
No, it's Switzerland. Zugspitze is the highest mountain in Germany and lies in which state of Germany that gives it and surrounding peaks their collective name?
Bavaria.
Correct. Which part of the Italian Alps, known for its saw-edged ridges and rocky pinnacles, includes the Marmolada, the southern face of which consists of a precipice 2,000 feet high? Quickly.
Dolomites.
Dolomites is right. Another starter question. The capital of which small West African country is Malabo, on the island of Bioko in the Gulf of Guinea?
Lincoln Mendelblatt.
Sao Tome.
Anyone want to buzz from St John's? Quickly.
St John's O'Leary.
Equatorial Guinea.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on functional groups in chemistry. For each formula, I want the name of the functional group. OH, firstly.
Hydroxyl.
Yes, secondly, COOH. Quickly.
Aldehyde.
There's carboxylic acid. And finally, NH2. Quickly.
Amide.
No, it's amine or amino. Right, now the starter question. Answer as soon as you buzz. Give me the dictionary spelling of the word knowledgeable.
St John's O'Leary.
KNOWLEDG.
And at the gong, we'll never know whether you were right. St John's College, Cambridge have 185. Lincoln College, Oxford have 220. Well, bad luck, St John's. You had the lead for much of the contest, and 185 might well be enough to see you come back as one of the 4 highest-scoring losing teams. Congratulations to you, Lincoln College. It's a very convincing performance from you. We shall look forward to seeing you for sure in round 2. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match. But until then, it's goodbye from St John's College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Lincoln College, Oxford.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
There's a fair chance the hairy bikers ate all the pies. They taste their way from Cornwall to Scotland here on BBC Two next. And tonight at 9 we see if the concept of pre-scooped ice cream is a hit with the Dragons.